What's going on, guys? It is the Bad Wolf. Once again, season's greetings, happy holidays, and all that good jazz to each and every one of you guys who practices or observes such things. Just want to let you guys know that I appreciate you. Stay healthy and aware of what's going on and your surroundings at all times. As always, if you guys see anybody using any of my videos, information for nefarious or evil purposes, make sure that you guys use the buttons over there and over there to report their video and or YouTube site or whatever it is for bullying, slandering, because we don't play that stuff here. All right, so this particular video is about the flag of your vessel or of your nation or of your government. Now, why is before we get into it, I want to thank all the people out there who do support me, who send in the donations. Ramen, appreciate you. A couple other people out there sending $5, $10, $2, whatever else. Thank you guys for those donations. Shot goes out to Draco Nobody out there on YouTube. Appreciate you, brother, for your work. And for those people who don't know, we also have now jamesclovett.com and badwolf.unincorporated.com. You can also check me out under James C. Lovett or Bad Wolf on TikTok. Matter of fact, all of my social media you can find on blacksite32.com, jamesclovett.com, badwolf.unincorporated.com. Also, thank you to the people out there who have sent gifts. Thank you to the people who support me on the Bad Wolf Pack, okay, the Wolf Pack on YouTube with the monthly donations, which allow you to have access to the behind the scenes videos. Thank you to those people. That goes out to Fearless Floyd, Jesse, Ann LaFleur, Tiggle L, my Moorish brothers out there who follow my information, um, the various groups who have been formed out there following my information and other people's information, all the people in all the various branches of the state and government who do watch my videos, who mean well. Not the people who decide to put advertisements underneath my channel and talk jazz, shall we say. Um, but thank you to all those people who've opened their mind to this information, understanding that what we teach is constitutional law on the legal level. Like when somebody takes their information or problems and goes to the legal department so they can make a legal determination, that's what we teach here. Okay. And your rights. So don't let anybody fool you into thinking there's not something more going on than what there is. It just means that they're ignorant of what's going on. Now, I digress. Let's get back to it. So, the flag of your nation, the flag of your government, flag of your vessel. Why should you have a flag? Now, do you have to have a flag? No. There's many other ways that you can claim your vessel. For instance, a piece of paper that you're sending is a vessel because it's shipping information or a product or a service or what or a good or whatever else from one place to another. So you should have your own stamper for it. It's yours. Your family logo, family crest. Why? Because you're telling them that I'm not your property. This document is non-negotiable because remember, anywhere where they use your name or use your name, and there's a signature and monetary amounts are being discussed can be monetized, like the promissory notes you guys sign and other things, tickets. Oh, this can then be used to make them money. Technically, that money is supposed to be yours, but because you don't know it's there, it's abandoned funds, and then they collect it for you. So when you are creating a logo, a crest, even using your thumbprint on your documents, especially if it's in a different color other than black, you are telling them that I'm not your property. I'm not going into the van with you, Mr. Candyman. All right. No, I've got my own thing going on. I'm separate and distinct from you. I'm outside of your jurisdiction. except you're not outside the jurisdiction of the federal government per se. Okay. I mean, there are ways of doing that too, but we will not discuss that here and now. So here's the thing. So with many people know that I have, my own government, and I also have my own micronation. We do and sell trusts here and all other good jazz. But one of the things a lot of the guys didn't know is that, well, outside of my plates, my private plates, okay, which have my family logo or my nation's logo, okay, because I'm showing them that I'm in a different jurisdiction. I also have a property sign, okay? My nation has my nation's logo on there. No trespassing, nobody. No U.S. law enforcement, no federal jurisdiction, no trespassing, no solicitation, no process servers, subject to fines and penalties. This can be found on my free documents under, I think it's property sign, under the, yeah, free documents section 1, I believe. Now, with that sign, I have it on by law. You have to do this if you're going to do it. You have to do it right. Front door, back door, and any major spot where someone can access your property. So for most of you guys who have just like an apartment, you may not exactly be able to do this. I guess you could kind of put on the door or maybe on your mailbox. Um, you know, sticker probably, something similar. Regular homes, mine is literally right next to my mailbox at my door, back door, and on my garage where the vehicles can pull in. This is not U.S. property here. I belong to to my own government, which is under the United States of America's umbrella, but I'm not part of the corporate, political, maritime jurisdiction, U.S. court. Those are different things. Legally, the United States is different and separated from the United States of America. Those are two separate and distinct things, two different legal entities. The legal department knows exactly what I'm talking about. There's a reason why I keep winning in court. Been winning in court since I was 19. So once you understand and you read their books, you understand what's going on, but not even all of them read their own books. That's why they have a legal department. So I find it hilarious when the legal department goes, "Yeah, Mr. Lovett's right." I mean, when your IQ's in the 160 range, plus or minus, sometimes you forget some stuff. Um, these are kind of people that they like to be amongst their own intelligent kind, and they like to keep an eye on you, and they like to understand how you understand things. All right. Intelligence is power, people. So you have to, by law, have a sign at every major access point to your property. So if you live in a country, it's usually going to be on a tree or a post on the edge of your property. In some states, they use the color purple on a ribbon wrapped around your trees on your side of the property line. Or you'll paint purple on your gate or around it. Most states recognize purple, but not all of them. But nonetheless, signs everywhere, signs, getting up the scenery in my mind. Do this, don't do that. Okay, for some of my white family out there and people will know what I'm singing. My black friends and family are like, it, you'll, you'll catch up. Um, so a sign at the end of the day is rules everything around. If you put a sign up, that is it's a visual contract that if somebody crosses this point, they know what it is. That's why the military can say use of deadly force beyond this point. If you don't want deadly force or this, that, or the other, don't go beyond this point. Unless you're blind, because then they don't have braille on there, and there's some legal leeway there. So in general, every place needs to be identified. So when you guys are walking around as U.S. citizens, and by the way, none of this information is for U.S. citizens, this is for nationals. Floridians, New Yorkers, Wisconsinites, Illinoisans, Californians, Alaskans, Hawaiians, people of that nature, not your U.S. citizen side or legal person. All right. So You have to have a sign, a visual contract up on all the things, including you, your own ID, your own on your plates, if you're going to be private, that is. But when you don't have it, it's a white flag. What does a white flag mean? I surrender. So on your paper, when you send in, then you're corresponding with them. If you don't have any information on there that you are something separate and private, and you're not invoking your constitutional rights, then it can be assumed, which makes an as out of you and me, that you've given up and you're a U.S. citizen. You're underneath their jurisdiction. You don't overstand them, you understand them. You stand under them, is what it really means. So, without further ado, shabang bang. I've been waiting to do this for like 2 or 3 years now. Y'all ready for this? Oh yeah. All right, there it is. Levitica National Government, micronation, trust, private, non-domestic, established in 1976. Now, why can I say 1976? Because that's when I was born, and that's when my private nation was established for me, the one that I control. So we got the family crest and logo on here. You guys can have anybody make up your own. If you find your own name out there, you can Google search your last name and family crest logo or whatever else and see what pops up. If you're going to use it for any kind of financial compensation in the public, then you might want to modify the drawing a little bit to include whatever it is you want so that it's something different in case your family or people who are already using that symbol for those purposes don't say it's a conflict of trademark or whatever else. Most of the time, most people and whatever else don't have them. It's just kind of general use. It's been out there long enough or whatever else, and you have the same last name, so you're entitled to use it. Especially if you're using a different name than they are with the same logos, okay, or very similar. So yeah, so that's it, guys. So this, and I just ordered a flagpole today, will be on my house. Now, why? Oh, there goes the phone. Because I just bought a new one, so let's throw it around and get it smashed like the other one. Because your house legally, just like the courtrooms that are considered maritime and admiralty jurisdiction, though they're inland, okay, you won't get it in all that right now, is considered by them to be a ship in dry dock. So if my house is going to be regarded as a ship in dry dock, then I want to fly my own flag on my own ship. Just like when every country, especially the United States, goes to another country, what do they? It's the first thing that they do when they identify an area where they're going to put a base. Yes, you, my pretty miss, are correct. They run up a flagpole. They run their flag up there. Why? Because they're saying this land right here is American. Anybody born on it, run on it, sitting on it, standing on it, respecting, disrespecting it, you got American laws at play here. So having your own flag on your own property, on your own vehicle, on your own whatever else, when you've done everything else correct, is valid and lawful. And if they don't recognize it, that's fine. Just means that whether it's the police officer, the judge, the property tax assessor, whoever else, is going to have a problem. Because the law, the Constitution, federal law, all that says is that they have to recognize your right to private property and freedom and to be something different. They cannot force you to stay in their system. They cannot force you to do any of those things unless you're like Section 8, because you're receiving the benefit, right? So by having that on there, and I've already had this happen where police officers came onto my property because I don't have it on the edge of my property. I have my signs at my door. So by law, they're allowed to walk up onto the property to address things, but they can't just come in or do whatever else. And upon reading the signs, they know what's going on and they are asked to leave, unless I allow them to come in, which I did one time. Um, but by having a flagpole and a flag running or flying in the wind, now they can see that upon coming there, they need to have due cause. They need to understand that, oh, this may possibly not be that property because they can't tell until they get up to the sign. If the sign's at the edge of the property, that's as far as they can come unless they have permission. And I'm not going to go into all the legalities of it, but if they go past the sign and you've indicated the financial or physical potential um, ramifications for going past this point are in fact valid and lawful because it's the same thing that they do. Signs, the power of signs, let me tell you, it's an agreement. You made a contractual agreement to, like mine says, beyond this point, you lose your political and legal and lawful law enforcement abilities. You lose all that the moment you come onto my property. Now, for them, it's not like, oh, you stepped over 1 inch and I get to do something drastic or whatever else because they can't read it till they get to the house. But once they read that, they now know that they're basically, tick tock, tick tock, Mr. Wick, you're losing your power as you're standing here because you're physically on my porch, and that is a part of the house. The yard just means that, hey, you're not in Kansas anymore. You've come into what we call the gray zone. Gray zone means like we can negotiate here, but if you go past the gray zone, that ass is mine, so to speak. Now, remember, this is all from your favorite non-belligerent, non-combatant United States and Lord of Levitica. God bless America. So that's it. I just ordered I think it's like a 6 foot pole, um, and that will be mounted to the side of my house on the most accessible point to the public, and I'll be flying my flag. I can't wait to do that because it's been a long time, and they're not terribly expensive. I actually just went on Amazon and I typed in, custom flag maker, put in all the picture, all the information. Came in about 2 weeks. So that is really not bad at all. The price, I think it was like less than $50, something like that. And I think the flagpole is like $20, you know. So think about this as well. So when you're in your vehicle, if you have your plates and everything done right, and you've watched my vehicles on right to travel, and you've done everything accordingly, it's not just taking off your plates and putting on some ones you made. Can't just do that. To do all the steps in the videos, have your binder for your car, binder at home, do all the things in the videos. So watch those videos. I have some look in the live section. I've got live videos on as well. Once you have that, though, put your flag in, in your vehicle, or make a small sticker for your back window. Get your, well, you should have your plates done properly. Your plates really should have a logo indicating, your nation or your government or your tribe, your house, whatever you have going on. And on the top of your plate should have the name of where your vehicle is registered, which should be to your private foreign trust. Which, for the love of God, people, understand that when they say your vehicle registered to another state, the word state just means a gathering of people or persons or entities. You thought you had to be an actual physical ground state. No, that's why there's a difference between Florida state and the state of Florida. They're both occupying the same geographical area, but one's a layer. State of Florida is a layer, it's an invisible layer over the real de jure Florida state. Florida state is Florida state, but they're operating business over the same geographical area. You can do the same thing by creating your own nation or whatever else, and then operating and recording and registering everything to your own private state, which is what I've done. You can do it too, or not. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, all the stuff that anybody shows you, always do your own research because you are going to be responsible for it. And understand that some cops and whoever else judges may not overstand the information. So you have to have everything in place if you are challenged. And then when you're challenged, if you've done everything correctly, you will win. And you will be financially rewarded for understanding the Constitution for the federal government. Now, don't go out there thinking that you're above the law. You can just do whatever the hell you want because that's not what I've said here in any of my videos ever. You still have to obey common rules, common law, not do any damage, not endanger public safety, things of that, not deprive anybody else of their rights. Can't go around speeding or doing all this crazy stuff. Because once again, you still be endangering public safety. But if you're not hurting anybody and you're operating within the scope of the law, you're good. And as always, just because we mention things here does not mean you have to do these things to be free. Once you understand what's going on, you are so made free. You also do not have to do every notion, program, product, uh, status correction that's out there. And I urge you guys to be careful of people who are fools out there who claim to be experts in their field. They're inside of a legal box. They do not understand constitutional law, common law, private law, things of that nature, religious law, which all supersede what they're doing. But when you're in that imaginary box, you are then their imaginary subject. And they don't want you to leave. They don't want you to leave the game because you guys are the equity and the life force that keeps a lot of their systems going. Once you guys stop going out to eat as much, once you stop putting your money in certain things or giving certain stupid things your attention or being overly promiscuous, being just baby makers, when you stop playing their game, child support, court over BS. Once you stop playing with those things, you're going to find that the system is going to be forced to change because right now you guys are just grabbing ankles. No Diddy. No, actually full Diddy. When you stop playing with their things and you adjust your thinking, the moment you think that you understand it all or that, well, I'm a grown ass adult, just no, some people are just full size and child minded still. The problem comes in that is they take advantage of that because some people are so arrogant. You got chicks out here, you're a narcissist, a word utilized across the United States. Why? Because social media, and a good chunk of it is put out there by people with mental health issues and disorders, and some of these, shall we say, political groups pretending to be one of you guys. I'm at the red light twerking with my. They set up all of this entertainment and BS to distract you guys from learning this kind of information. They want you to be foolish. They want you to break the law. They want you to make babies. They want you to have children out of wedlock. But then at the same time, they want you to get married because that's beneficial for them. But then they also harness it because then you get a divorce. It didn't work out. He's a narcissist. A word generated by these groups that now all of a sudden every chick out here go, oh, you're a narcissist. You're a narcissist. Half the people didn't even know what that word was. Half the people out there don't even know what the word demure actually really means on the legal side and on the uh, public side. They're just stirring the pot, and everybody thinks they know what's going on, and most really don't. When you can admit you don't fully know what's going on, when you can admit that even though I think I know everything, and I can handle my normal affairs, maybe there's things I don't know. Maybe I'm not being the best person. Maybe I'm not there is room for me to question my own judgments and thoughts. Now you're in a malleable state to learn something new and to be better. And they don't want you to be better. They don't want you to be brand new. They want you to keep having that same ego, keep being entertained because that's what makes them money. Entertainment and service is what makes them money. Most of the things that are around now were not around 30, 40, 50 years ago. You had a better quality of people, honor, respect, loyalty, demure, intelligence, integrity, purity, wisdom, and knowledge. But I digress. As always, live your lives how you want to live. This is just somebody who's been through it. This is definitely not me coming down on people. This is also somebody who's been very imperfect. All right. And I've learned from it. So, what I challenge you guys to do is live your best life. And by that, I don't mean the civil engineering. Oh, I'm living my best life. I'm popping bottles and I'm smashing all the dudes and and I got 8 babies and I'm 7 different daddies and that's all what I like to refer to as full-sized boy mentality. Full-sized boy or a full-sized girl or an adult-sized boy or an adult-sized girl. That might offend some people, might trigger people. If that does, then you definitely don't want to go to my TikTok because I'll be talking all the jazz over there about this kind of stuff. But anyway, what am I really trying to say? So I'm trying to say this. They're playing a game that you're a part of, some of you guys more than others, but all of us nonetheless. And they don't want you guys to wake up in the game. They want you to stay delusional on the island of misfit boys or lost toys or whatever. And until you guys start to reclaim your nationality, your private rights, your constitutional rights, then all I can say is keep flying their banner and flag and making them money and being at the subject to their whims or fly your own.